So, good morning, everyone. Okay, I think more than near about 75 days are there. I know we can say that around. So, within 75 days, if we want to address, आवाज येत नाहीये, लॅग असेल. हम्म. Yes. Okay. Hmm. Okay, let's start. Chalo. So, around in 75 days, it is expected from us that at least we have to revise our subject thrice, two thorough revisions, and last one should be between the GS papers and sociology paper. So, around 5 days we get, and within that 5 days we have to cover each and every aspect of the syllabus. That should be the quick revision. But before that, in this space time, we have to address this subject thoroughly at least twice. What is expected from us that we have to cover each and every point, sub point within the paper, within the syllabus, and at the same time we have to keep continue our revision on a daily basis. At the same time, though we are today discussing here the regular test series kind of a initiative, but at the same time I would advise you that you should keep continue writing your sociology questions on daily basis, and that should be a habit, that should be essential part. Okay, because without writing we cannot get a good understanding where we are lacking, and at the same time we cannot understand what I have to improve. So that understanding where I am lacking, where are my weak points, and at the same time what I have to improve, equally important. Okay, so that's why the writing every day is equally essential, writing periodically. The sociology test series whatever we have here started, it is a regular initiative. Okay, but at the same time those students who are going to appear for this examination in the mains, so even you can, if you write down every day some questions, and you can send to me, and I will just check it and I will give you the feedback. So that thing we can also discuss here. So let's start with the why this test series is important. Not only this, but writing test series before mains, why it is more important. Okay, so we will start with that point. You know very well that every year more than 10,000 students appear for the mains, around 16,000 students appear for the mains, and in the mains if you want to attract, okay, the eyeballs of the examiner, because today's the even examiners are not exception for this, where in the social media and into this fast generation, catching eyeballs or attracting eyeballs is one of the most important thing to get successful, to become successful. And at the same time, if you are become able to attract the eyeballs of the examiner, then definitely the examiner will give you the attention, and it will give you more number of marks. And that's why in the everybody's answer copy, how can our answer copy will be different? Okay, and for that matter you have to be different, because number of answer copies are there waiting for the evaluation, and the examiner has to evaluate each and every answer sheet. But at the same time, how can we become different one? How can we become different one? That's the key aspect today we have to address. And here, to become a different one, how can we write different one? How can we think different one? And what does mean by the different here? That is what in the presentation, in value addition, in application, and in sociological perspective, each and every area you need to cover. Each and every area you need to cover here. First is a presentation, because even today's scenario, if you are addressing the optional, okay, even at that time, the presentation becomes more important one. Traditionally, what we have a thought or what we have an idea that in optional paper, you have to write down your answers in a paragraph manner. That is the only thing. And that's why students when come to me and when they ask, sir, can I write or can I present my answer in a diagrammatically? Can I add some points into my answer? And answer is yes, you can. And that's why with the changing time, we have to evolve our answer writing practice also, our presentation also. And for that matter, here presentation is becoming key, is becoming more and more important nowadays. So presentation, so focus upon the presentation. For example, if you are experienced student, then you know very well that the whole parsons we can write down with the help of diagrams. Yes, even the mid, even the marks, because you know very well that all these thinkers, they have the background of science. Yeah? Very scientifically they tried to develop the sociology. And because of our forefathers, means this, the fathers of this all sociology and all that, if they belonging to the scientific background, and even the Auguste Comte himself given the name to sociology as a physics sociology, so in the DNA, sociology is a more scientific than the art, than the humanity. And that's why your answers must be, I would rather urge you, I would rather request you, I would rather force or encourage you to at least mention 3, 4, 5 diagrams in your whole answer sheet. So presentation nowadays is a key. Try to innovate your presentation. You can either underline, you can either make a box around it, you can either use diagrams from the other sciences, that for example analogies. Already we have discussed that the Durkheim in his theory of functionalism, or Parsons even, what they have did? They use the analogies from the biology to analyze the concepts of sociology. So if they have already done that, then why should not we? Are you getting my point? That's why presentation is the key. Second is the value addition. Now value addition does not mean that your answer should contain more than 75 or 80% by the value addition. No, it is not the necessary. Value addition should be like a pinch of salt. But that value addition comes either from the extra reading like books or like a newspaper or APW. So अगर हम पढ़ते हैं EPW, अगर हम पढ़ते हैं newspaper, Hindu, it's a good source of the value addition. But each and every answer should contain at least 1 or 2 points which must be a value addition from your side. अगर वो नहीं है तो इसका मतलब है सब्जी आपने बहुत अच्छी बनाई, उसमें नमक नहीं है, और नमक नहीं है तो भाई हाँ पेट तो भर गया, चलो इसको आधा मार्क देते हैं। लेकिन अगर उसको आगे जाना है, अगर आपको 250 से आगे जाना है, नमक डालना ज़रूरी है, एंड फॉर दैट मैटर वैल्यू एडिशन इज अ नेसेसरी। देन वैल्यू एडिशन कैसे हो सकता है? जैसे कि आपके मेन बॉडी में हो सकता है, आपके कंक्लूजन में हो सकता है। फॉर एग्जाम्पल इफ सपोज द क्वेश्चन इज लाइक दैट कि क्रिटिकली एग्जामाइन द कंट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ ब्यूरोक्रेसी इन द डेवलपमेंट ऑफ डेवलपिंग सोसाइटीज। तो ये क्या है? ये क्वेश्चन है, क्रिटिकली एग्जामाइन द कंट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ ब्यूरोक्रेसी इन द डेवलपमेंट ऑफ डेवलपिंग सोसाइटी। तो इसमें आप लिखोगे, बहुत सारा आंसर लिखोगे। अब ये तो बहुत ही अप्लाइड क्वेश्चन है, तो आपको हर एक जगह पे, अगर मान लो आप ये बोल रहे हो, पहला पॉइंट आपका ये है कि भाई इट इज़ गिविंग द डायरेक्शन टू द होल पॉलिसी मेकिंग, तो आप हर जगह पे एक लिखो ना, एक एग्जाम्पल लिखो। इंडियन सोसाइटी से हो सकता है, वेस्टर्न सोसाइटी से हो सकता है, वहाँ पे एक एग्जाम्पल तो कम से कम लिखो। या फिर आप कंक्लूड कर रहे हो ना, कंक्लूड में लिखो, उसको आप कनेक्ट करो किसके साथ? जो गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया के इनिशिएटिव्स हैं। जैसे कि फॉर एग्जाम्पल in this way we can conclude that like a mission karmayogi, the bureaucracy in India or at the world global level trying to contribute for the further development of the society. Are you getting my point? So from that perspective value addition should be there, वो आना चाहिए, हर जगह पे आना चाहिए। Application, again another dimension we have to target here, application. The same application मतलब क्या होगा इसमें? यहाँ पे केस स्टडीज़ वाला पार्ट है कि भाई जो भी आपके पास सोशोलॉजिकल नॉलेज है, यू हैव टू अप्लाई दैट टू एड्रेस द सोशल प्रॉब्लम्स ऑफ इंडियन सोसाइटी। फॉर एग्जांपल सपोज you are writing answer for the mutton, you are writing answer for the mutton, then if you are writing answer for the mutton, then you know very well that how the mutton helps us to understand the issues, because mutton focuses upon more on the middle range aspects of the society and not on the overall the macro aspects, correct? So if you are writing answer for the mutton, then try to apply it to address the problems of Indian society. Then it may be women's issues, or it may be issues of the caste conflict, you can address those. So that is one thing. And sociological perspective, that is the most important, you know very well, you are aware. So how can we make our answers different than the other student? That is the in presentation, in value addition, in application, and last but not least sociological perspective. That is the one thing. Next is then two important components of the answer writing. And what are these? First is a what to write, and second is a how to write. So what to write and how to write. Now what to write means what? It is your content. You have to address the content, and how to write all those technical aspects, okay, of the answer. Now what to write and how to write means before starting this test series or before writing something on day-to-day basis or on a regular basis, try to keep this into your mind that whenever I will address the question, okay, I have to make a balance between the content and all technicalities. Now technicalities means what? For example, you have to equally emphasize upon the intro, then outro, that is the conclusion, main body, flow, language, use of the keywords, all these are the technicalities. And at the same time the content, you have to also address the content. You need a good quality content. But at this moment when you have just 75 days with yourself, then I will suggest you that don't try to add more content at this stage. Whatever the content you have, just revise it, just get command over it, and just try to mug up it even if you don't understand any concept or something like that. And because see, in the answer, in the final examination, you don't have that much time to think about. योर माइंड शुड बी ऑन अ ऑटो पायलट. टाइम ही नहीं है. नहीं सर वहाँ पे मैं ब्रेनस्टॉर्म करूँगा, फ्रेमवर्क करूँगा, नहीं भाई उतना टाइम भी नहीं है अभी. ऑटो पायलट मोड पे जाना चाहिए. और उसके लिए जो भी अभी आपके पास है ना उसके ऊपर कमांड करो. हाँ, जो वैल्यूएडिशन होता है फ्रॉम करंट अफेयर्स, फ्रॉम न्यूज़पेपर, फ्रॉम अदर, यस आई विल प्रोवाइड यू. I will provide you in the mid of the July, okay, whatever the important case studies, whatever the important things are there which you need to put up in your answer, I will provide you. और उसके बाद भी आपके पास कम से कम 2 महीना होगा. 15 जुलाई के बाद भी 2 महीना होगा, तो 2 महीने के बाद 2 महीने में उतना जो कंटेंट होगा 10-20 पेजेस का, आराम से आप उसको कमांड मिला सकते हो. तो वो होगा. तो कंटेंट एंड टेक्निकलिटीज यू नीड टू एड्रेस हियर. नाउ why the answer writing is important? You are well aware about that. First, to assess your preparation level, where you are today and where you want to go. Second, build exam temperament, manage time effectively. Okay, all these points are very much necessary. Second, to improve our writing skills, identify our mistakes, to increase our performance and to get confidence. So all these are the necessary benefits which we get out of the test series or writing on daily basis and on periodically. And because of that, between this time from the mains, from prelims to mains, this becomes a very critical part. Not only in optional but also in the your GS part, in essay, in ethics and everywhere. तो आपको लिखना ही बस लिखना है. हर दिन आपको कम से कम 20-50 पेजेस लिखना है. ये आपको पता ही होना चाहिए, आप करना ही चाहिए. ये सारे बेनिफिट्स उससे ही मिलेंगे, नहीं तो सिर्फ पढ़ना 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 उससे कुछ उतना फायदा नहीं है. देन हाउ वी आर गोइंग टू कंडक्ट टेस्ट सीरीज 2024 फॉर द मेंस. सी फ्रॉम द नेक्स्ट वीक, फ्रॉम द टुडे इज द 26 जून. Okay, so today is the 26th June and we are discussing here orientation and all that. From the 3rd July, okay, from 3rd July, every Wednesday we are going to conduct a test on each and every aspect. What we have planned here, from the paper first, we will conduct 3 sectional tests. First will be about the sociological thinkers, and you have enough time to cover all those sociological thinkers because that's the most important part. So sociological thinkers first is there. On the next weekday, that is the Wednesday, 10th July, there will be a test on the stratification and mobility, work and economic life, politics and society, and religion and society. So that will be the second test. Third test will be on 17th July, system of kinship, family, marriage and all that you know very well. Then change in a modern society, social change in a modern society. Then the few important, the first one, the research methodology wala part jo hai, that we will cover into the last test, that is on 17th July, the science, research methods and analysis and all that. And then after going through these 3 tests, we will conduct one comprehensive test on the complete paper 1. So 3 consecutively tests on the will be on the paper first, then there will be a comprehensive test, 4th one. Same pattern we have here again applied over the paper second. This is the paper second. On 31st July, there will be a test upon the introducing Indian society, that is the thinkers, then colonial rule, then the rural and agrarian social structure, idea of village and all that, caste system, tribal communities in India. Then on 7th August, next few parts, for example classes, then kinship, then religion, vision of social change up to the rural and agrarian transformation in India. Next third test on paper second will be upon the industrialization, urbanization, politics and society, social movement, population dynamics, challenges of social transformation. And then there will be again another comprehensive test on the whole complete paper second. So पहले पेपर पे 3 सेक्शनल 1 कॉम्प्रहेंसिव, दूसरे पेपर पे 3 सेक्शनल 1 कॉम्प्रहेंसिव, एंड इन दिस वे वी विल फिनिश 2 पेपर with the 3 sectional and 2 comprehensive. 8 tests will be here, and then again On 28 August and 4th of September, we will conduct another comprehensive test on complete paper 1 and complete paper 2. Okay, so that even after the 4th of the September, you will have around 10 to 15 days, okay, 10 days around to revise again the syllabus and all that. तो वो भी वहाँ पे हो सकता है, आराम से बहुत टाइम है वहाँ पे, तो वो कवर कर देंगे वहाँ पे. नेक्स्ट, देन व्हाट विल बी द फोकस एरियाज इन दिस टेस्ट सीरीज. फर्स्ट, जैसे कि मैंने आपको बताया, 6 सेक्शनल है, 4 कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव है. देन there will be an elaborate discussion. We will discuss one-on-one. That is the main key differentiation of our platform, mentoring. Then all the question papers and evaluation is going to be done by me. Personal guidance will be there, doubt clearance will be there. Then framing question paper, evaluation. Special emphasis will be on the sociology current affairs. Just I told you, in the mid of July, I will provide you all the notes and that will enrich your answers. Online students can write their test according to their flexibility, but I would urge all those online students to follow the test series, the schedule, so that will help them basically. This is just the first 2 pages of our answer sheet. The parameters for evaluating mains answer. So on a 10 parameters, we are going to check your answer sheet. First is understanding of the question, content and knowledge, structure and organization, argumentation and analysis, clarity, precision, your language, sociological language, keywords are you using or not, innovation, examples, use of diagram and conclusion. So all the 10 parameters are there, on the basis of which we are going to evaluate your answer sheet. And at the same time, we will also provide you the feedback in the 4 larger areas. First is the strength, areas for the improvement, actionable tips and overall assessment, so that you can get a good insight, better insight to improve every day, every week. Because that is the key ना, टेस्ट सीरीज है तो भाई मुझे इम्प्रूव करना है डे टू डे ऑन एवरी वीकली बेसिस, ताकि मैं मेंस में जाके वहाँ पे कोई गलती मेरे से ना हो. सो दैट इज द मेन रीजन. नाउ हियर वी विल ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट how to address the question or how to address the what is the expectation from you in the answer in the test series. See, this is the question paper of 23. Last year question paper is this. Now here this is the first question, and here you can find out that the first question come from the research methodology, that is the what is the distinctiveness of the feminist method of social research, comment. Second question again from the first topic, that is the emergence of sociology or sociology as a methodology, discuss the relationship between sociology and political science. Third question they have asked from the sociological perspective, that is the dramaturgical perspective. Next question they have asked from the thinker, is reference group theory a universally applicable model, elucidate. And last question, do you think that the boundary line between ethnicity and race comes from the stratification and society. Now we will here take one example from the thinker, so that you will get better understanding how to address the question. Question is reference group theory universally applicable model, elucidate. Now whenever you, so question demanding is reference group theory तो पहला कीवर्ड है रेफरेंस ग्रुप. नेक्स्ट इज यूनिवर्सली एप्लीकेबल, यूनिवर्सली एप्लीकेबल. सो the another keyword is a universal, not it is asking from the Indian society or not from the Western society also apply. Next keyword is a applicable, applicable. And the last keyword into that or direction, directive word is there, that is what, elucidate. Am I correct? Yes, elucidate. Now here in this question, how many keywords we have to address? Elucidate as a directive, it is going to provide us a direction, definitely. Direction. So इसमें इतना कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, डायरेक्शन. बट what it is demanding us, elucidate means what? Elucidate means what? Explain with the what? With examples, basically examples. So in this question you have to address that does reference group theory universally applicable, is it or not, with the examples, a lot of examples. Now as we know, the thumb rule in any sociology or any social science is that if thinker has developed something very important one, then definitely it is a proven theory and definitely it is universally applicable, so no doubt about it. Okay, but we have to prove that, we have to substantiate our answer कि भाई yes ये universally applicable है, लेकिन कैसे? तो आपको कुछ examples वहाँ पे देना है, example दे के आपको क्या करना है, address करते जाना है. तो जैसे कि universally applicable, तो कम से कम क्या करना पड़ेगा आपको? दो पार्ट है सोसाइटी के, एक वेस्टर्न सोसाइटी है और एक ईस्टर्न सोसाइटी है, करेक्ट है? तो कम से कम आपको इंडिया से कोई एग्जांपल लेना पड़ेगा, और अगर आपको यूएसए सोसाइटी अच्छा तरह से पता है या फिर यूरोप के बारे में पता है तो कोई भी डिफ़िकल्टी नहीं है, आप इसमें से कोई भी एग्जांपल ले सकते हो. जैसे कि आर.के. मर्टन बिलोंग्स टू द यूएसए एंड ही हिमसेल्फ हैज़ गिवन अस लॉट ऑफ एग्जांपल्स फ्रॉम द अमेरिकन सोसाइटी, सो इट इज़ ईजियर फॉर अस to take example from the American society and to put down into our answer, getting? But now how to address or how to make a structure of this answer? Yes, definitely, first of all you have to introduce, so write down the introduction. How you will introduce the answer? Okay, yes, that is one of the best one. Next, okay, so there are certain ways. One is who has devised this theory, in which book, correct hai, and why. Second way is what? Just start with the definition, define what does mean by the reference group. Am I correct? Okay, so define what does mean by the reference group, and as in this question, as you have to summarize your answer within a 150 words, so we don't have that much scope to mention all the facts and all that. Okay, so we will give more emphasis on the is it universally applicable or not. Okay, and intro हम बहुत ही कम शब्दों में around 20 max 25 words we will finish it. Okay, within 20 or 25 words we will finish it, the introduction. But first of all you can start with the definition, that would be the best. और नहीं है तो आप ऐसे भी कह सकते हो कि भाई the reference group theory has been discussed or has been devised, given us by the R.K. Merton, है ना, R.K. Merton through his middle range perspective. और उसके बाद में सेकेंड पैरा भी आप कर सकते हो, defining by defining the reference group, what does mean by the reference group. But I would suggest you in this question, as more importance is to the universal application. So I would suggest you that focus directly upon the defining what does mean by the reference group, because The definition of reference group is not just, you cannot write down in a one or two sentences, it's a longer one, it will take a lot of words, so that you can start with the defining reference group. Now second part, in the main body, now application of reference group, as you know very well, there are two major types. One is positive reference group and second is a negative reference group. In this positive and negative reference group, positive and negative, अब ये जो स्ट्रक्चर है सारा हमारे दिमाग में चलते जाना चाहिए, हमें तो भाई आगे आपको लिखते ही रहना है, ठीक है ना, करेक्ट है। तो कौन कौन से एग्जाम्पल हम यहाँ से लिख सकते हैं कि हाँ, यस, द रेफरेंस ग्रुप थियरी इज लॉट ऑफ यूजफुल और इज वेरी मच यूजफुल टू अंडरस्टैंड the various problems or various social currents within the society from eastern, from western and everywhere. Okay, so just try to understand, try to collect all those examples. How can, which one? Yes, yes, that is also one. Okay, from India, अच्छा चलो, India, dominant caste, ओके, गैंगस्टर्स, ओके, हाँ, इंडिया में कम है, ओके, हाँ, ब्यूरोक्रेसी है, ओके, हाँ, व्हाट, ओके, ट्रेड यूनियन, हाँ, अभी इंडिया में रहते हैं, अमेरिका में उतना तो है नहीं, ट्रेड यूनियन, political parties, okay, from the both society we can say political parties, pressure group, okay, अच्छा, okay, no problem. So these are the examples we can put up in our answer, but now we have to move a little bit towards more contemporary scenario, more contemporary aspects of the society. For example, how can we use this theory, reference group theory, in the fight against climate change? वो सकता है बहुत बड़ा है. Second, you know, how can you connect this particular reference group theory to understand whatever the geopolitical problems we are facing in the contemporary society? Means how the fight between the Israel and Gaza becomes a cause for concern and becomes a problem between the Iran and Israel. Then how the reference group is playing here, or this theory helps us to analyze the relationship between these three things. वो यहाँ पे आना चाहिए. That will be the key differentiation. Second one. Third, if we analyze this the Indian society, then we can take example from contemporary society में सोचो, election, how the issue of constitution and how it relates to the reference group theory. Try to connect with that. See, देखो ये क्या है, this is the flavor of the month और flavor of the season है. अभी इलेक्शन हुआ है, उसमें कैसे कनेक्ट कर सकता हूँ मैं? ओके, या फिर इन इंडिया ऑलवेज देयर इज अ इंटरफेथ मैरिजेस becomes a very hot and important issue, communal issues, try to relate that, वो होना चाहिए, करेक्ट है? So in that way we can add a value. Now the problem is here what? We know 5 to 6 examples from the traditional manner and 5 to 6 examples in the contemporary manner, correct है? हो गया? Now we have a limitation here, word limitation तो है, लिखेंगे कैसे? तो जो मैंने आपको पहले बताया था वो वाला, that is what you have to use here, diagrams. So You can use, you can draw any diagram here. I just draw here this one, okay, but that will help you. So for example, Israel and Hamas, the war between Israel and Hamas leads to the involvement of Iran. Okay, then all the industrial societies and the small islands regarding the climate change डायग्राम आप कैसे भी बना सकते हो, इस तरह से बनाओ, या फिर ये आपने ये बनाया, यहाँ पे आपने लिखा कि पॉजिटिव ग्रुप का एक डेफिनेशन, या फिर पॉजिटिव ग्रुप के बारे में बोलते हैं, आप लिखो इसमें ये है इजराइल, देन गाजा, सॉरी हमास, हमास, देन ईरान, यूएसए, then here Saudi Arabia, then the Spain, Portugal, you know, right now the Spain, Portugal and one more state is that Norway, they recognize officially Palestine as a separate state. It indicates that Israel became a negative reference group for all such nations. So तो आप ये वाला जो एग्जाम्पल है ना, ये देखो, तो ट्रेडिशनल में जो है पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज है, प्रेशर ग्रुप है, ओके, देन कास्ट है, यस, दे आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट वन, बट एट द सेम टाइम ऐसा एक या दो जो मैंने आपको बताया, करेक्ट है, उसमें क्या है, नमक होना चाहिए, सो दैट इट द आंसर विल बिकम अ टेस्टी वन एंड एग्जामिनर विल गिव अस मोर नंबर ऑफ मार्क्स. एंड देन लास्टली, एंड हियर मैंने आपको बताया कि भाई तो इसमें से हम सारे तो सारे एग्जाम्पल नहीं एक्सप्लेन कर सकते हैं, लेकिन हमने उसको डायग्रामेटिकली क्या करोगे, आप उसको प्रेजेंट करोगे, तो विद इन अ फ्यू वर्ड्स यू कैन एड्रेस लॉट मेनी इश्यूज एंड यू विल से दैट सी these are number of examples with which one we can elucidate, examine, analyze with the help of reference group theory. But at the same time, तो इसमें से एक दो एग्जाम्पल ले लो, उसको एनालाइज करो, किया, उसके बाद लास्ट में एक पारा वहां पे जरूर डालना पड़ेगा, वो क्या है, दो दिस थ्योरी हेल्प्स अस टू अंडरस्टैंड वेरियस एस्पेक्ट ऑफ द कंटेम्पररी सोसाइटी और द ट्रेडिशनल सोसाइटी, बट इट हैज इट्स ओन लिमिटेशंस, एंड देन एक पारा में उसका लिमिटेशन बताओ, एंड लास्टली कंक्लूजन. नाउ if you have mentioned lot of example, contemporary example in the main body, then there is no point to conclude your answer with again another example. हाँ, मेन बॉडी में एग्जाम्पल अगर नहीं था तो हम उसको कंटेम्प्रेरी कोई एग्जाम्पल देके आपका जो भी ये है कंक्लूजन है वो कर सकते हैं, लेकिन इसमें इतने सारे एग्जाम्पल है, व्हाई टू एड्रेस, व्हाई टू गो विद दैट, करेक्ट है, सो वो नहीं करना है. सो एक और है, ये पेपर सेकंड का है, ये देखो क्वेश्चन नंबर 3 है, कॉन्टेक्चुअलाइज लुई डुमॉन्स कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ बाइनरी ऑपोजिशन विद रेफरेंस टू कास्ट सिस्टम इन इंडिया. ये है, डिफाइन द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ डिसेंट एंड अलायंस, डिफरेंशिएट बिटवीन नॉर्थ इंडियन एंड साउथ इंडियन किनशिप सिस्टम विद एग्जाम्पल, एंड क्रिटिकली एग्जामाइन द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ संस्कृताइजेशन विद सुटेबल इलुस्ट्रेशंस. सो ये 3 क्वेश्चन है, मान लो पेपर सेकंड सा है और ये 23 का ही क्वेश्चन पेपर है. पहले ही लेते हैं कॉन्टेक्चुअलाइज. हाँ, ये तो कीवर्ड हो गया, डायरेक्टिव वर्ड हो गया, वो तो छोड़ दिया. लुई डुमॉन्स कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ बाइनरी ऑपोजिशन, दैट इज द मेन कीवर्ड, विद द रेफरेंस टू कास्ट सिस्टम इन इंडिया, दैट इज द सेकंड कीवर्ड, करेक्ट है. So you have to address here this question with by focusing upon 2 major keyword. One is a binary opposition and second is a caste system in India. And as a student of sociology, we know very well what does mean by the binary opposition. That is what? Purity and pollution. Purity and pollution. So purity and pollution is the major theory he has propounded, लुई दुमान, है ना. बट करना क्या है हमें? No, am I audible?